Yep.
Mic check, 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2.
A few weeks ago, it was the business end of the season. Now it's the run-in with 7 games left for promotion chasing Hampton and Richmond. And it was a 7-game unbeaten run which came to a halt last weekend as the Beavers fell to a surprise 1-0 defeat at Torquay United. Hampton and Richmond arguably deserved at least a draw from their trip to Plainmoor, but this result and the fact today's opponents, Tonbridge Angels, made light work of Torquay earlier this month shows the Beavers need to be right at it this afternoon. Mel Gwinnett's side can go third by the end of play, but only a win and a result elsewhere will see that happen. However, Tonbridge do have an outside chance of sneaking into the playoff spots. A draw is no good for either side, so it won't be a good Friday for both come 5 p.m. I'm Jackson Lyle, and alongside me I have a guy who's all right considering he's a Manchester United fan, Lyle Anthony Golding. How are you, Lyle?
Not too bad, Jackson, not too bad at all. How are you?
Yeah, I'm pretty good, hope you didn't dislike that opener too much.
No, it was fine, not too bad.
I'll quickly take you through the team news this afternoon, starting with the visitors. In goal for them is Johnny Henley. Then it's Jamie Fielding, Jordan Higgs, Nathan Odokonyero, Tariq Hines, Mo Dabra, Ethan Sutcliffe, Junaid Mead, Sean Shields, Liam Vincent, and Ryan Hansen. The substitutes are Lewis Gard, Matt MacArthur, Josh Papula, Scott Wagstaff, and Hayden Velvick. As for Hampton Richmond, Mel Gwinnett has made one change from the side that played against Torquay United last weekend. Josh Anafuo's coming in for Jordan Thomas, so that's likely to see a change in system. So starting in goal is Adam Desbois, then it's Rory Donaldson, Louis Fernandez, Captain Jake Gray, Sam Deadfield, Tope Fadahunsi, Sam Dreyer, Isaac Bitblado, Alex Gibson-Hammond, Dominic Ravan, and Josh Anafuos. The substitutes are Jordan Thomas, Rob Hall, Connor Curran-Brown, Bailey Brown, and Mason Bloomfield. The referee this afternoon is Samuel Reid, and his assistants are Andrew Dunn and James Colley. So yeah, just looking at that team news, Lyle, what really sticks out to you?
I mean, obviously, as you alluded to, it's a potential change of shape. I think it definitely will be with three centre-halves in Ravan and Dreyer and Louis Fernandez. And then obviously, you know, Anafuoza coming in after his fantastic performance off the bench at Torquay. I think it's going to be an interesting look to see how Mel Gwinnett sets up this side this afternoon. But I think it's a positive change bringing in Anafuoza. So we'll see. We'll have to wait and see. But it looks good. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, at Torquay last week. Hampton Richmond wasn't a bad performance in the first half, but second half was significantly improved, and it was ever since Josh Anafuoz entered the fray about 10 minutes into the second half when Hampton Richmond really started to dominate against the goals. Also some notable team news. Mason Bloomfield is back in the squad after missing out on the Torquay game with a knee injury sustained against Welling earlier this month. Bailey Brown, who pulled up with a hamstring injury in our win over Hemel just shy of 2 weeks ago, he's back in the squad. That is a good thing. When I saw that happen, I thought, oh, that could be the end of his season, because hamstring injuries are very unpredictable.
Yep.
And a good thing that Hampton Richmond have got two players back. Still waiting on Ben Seymour, by the way. Because the games do come thick and fast. 7 games left for the Beavers. That's quite a big workload, but it's not as big as Truro City. They are in the middle of a 13-game run in the space of just 28 days. It's quite manic, really. They're playing their third one today. They've lost one and drawn one in their run so far. And, well, it does make you very thankful, doesn't it?
It's a ridiculous amount of games, and to be fair to them, if they've managed to come out of that with a strong enough squad and you know, a fair good set of results, it'll be very impressive, because that amount of games in that short time, it's something that is almost unfathomable, to be fair.
Yeah, and they're not too far above the relegation zone, so they're at real risk of getting sucked back into it. Now, before we dive into what's going to unfold at Beverley Stadium this afternoon, I thought we could look back towards the international break. England were in action, as were pretty much every other nation in the world, and well, as a Manchester United fan, it was a big moment for Kobbie Mainoo. What did you think of his performances?
I mean, if I start, I won't stop until potentially a couple hours. But yeah, I thought he was very good, and it's nothing that I saw from him that we haven't already seen in terms of playing for Manchester United. And I think that while it was maybe a lot of people kind of had doubts on whether or not he should go to the Euros, I think this international break has cemented that he should go, and maybe, just maybe, that he'll start as well. But I think it was a very, very good performance from him, and as well that midfield in the game against Belgium, the way they rotated Rice, Bellingham, and Mainoo, it was really good to watch, and it was a good performance. And I think England deserved to win, but it was just one of those games, in my opinion. You know, Lukaku with that brilliant cross. And
you made Lewis Dunk look pretty amateurish there. Yeah, actually, well, seeing Kobbie Mainoo in that number 6 role, there's certainly a spot there up for grabs. Calvin Phillips has been in terrible form, really, of late. The next option is possibly Jordan Henderson, but we kind of already know what he's going to do. I'm still a fan of Jordan Henderson as a Liverpool fan, even if he did leave the club. But yeah, there's certainly up for grabs for Kobbie Mainoo. And then just generally, what did you think of England's performances against both Brazil and Belgium?
I think it left a bit to be desired, but obviously you have to take into account the amount of players that they have missing still. Obviously, you know, Harry Kane is massive. Luke Shaw is going to be a tight maybe towards the Euros, but he's, I think, a really big upgrade on Ben Chilwell in the squad. But overall, I think with the players that you had missing, obviously John Stones had to go out injured as well. You can't really, I think, take too much from those games, but even with the players missing, I think the Belgian performance especially was one that they can look at and be particularly proud of. That I think they should have come away with a win there. But overall for England, I think looking positive going towards the Euros, and I think they're one of the 2 or 3 favourites for me to win the whole thing. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, you mentioned that injury to John Stones. Pep Guardiola did confirm earlier today that both Stones and Kyle Walker will miss Manchester City's crucial title race clash against Arsenal at the weekend. And, well, with a return to domestic football, you have the Premier League, and there are some pretty mouth-watering games. Manchester City against Arsenal, as I mentioned. Liverpool are playing Brighton. Who have Man United got, actually?
So I think we've got Brentford. Brentford tomorrow, yep.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's a Saturday night kickoff. Yeah, that'll be interesting. How do you see the Manchester City v Arsenal match going?
I wish I could say otherwise, but I can't see Arsenal losing this game. I feel like they're on one of those runs, and the way they've been performing throughout the season, they just seem so good defensively. They're fantastic on set pieces. Going forward, they're really good. Overall, I think they've improved from what they were last season, and last season I think they should have won the league anyway. So it's going to be tough for City to go out there and win, especially without, like you said, without Stones and Walker. But we can never count out Manchester City, to be fair. But to me, I think it's going to be an Arsenal win.
Yeah, I think it's their time now, especially with that double injury setback for Manchester City. You may never get a better opportunity to win at the Etihad Stadium. We're approximately 6 minutes away from kickoff at Beverley Stadium. So now we've talked about the Premier League and the international break, we're going to go to what's going on in the National League South in TW12. And I must ask you, Lyle, who are you most looking forward to seeing in the Hampton and Richmond ranks?
I mean, we touched on him a couple of times, and those keen listeners who will have heard me on commentary before, they know how much I love watching Josh Anafowos play. And I think today it's all about him for me, because whenever he plays, he brings such energy, such drive, such enthusiasm, and he's in that midfield. He brings aspects that we don't really have in certain other players. That dribbling ability, that physicality, that forward thinking, always trying to go forward. And for me, I think he's going to be X factor today if Hampton are to come away with a victory. Hopefully they do. But for me, it's Joshua Anafowos.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the pitch is looking pretty good, I must say. At Torquay, it was, in certain parts of it, not very good. And it was a miracle that Josh Anafowos was able to play his game so effectively, because he's much better on a pitch which doesn't have, like, lumps around. Yeah. And, yeah, so let's hope for a good afternoon for him. Usually also ask what your score prediction for this afternoon is going to be like. So yeah, how do you think the game will end?
I've got a sneaky feeling it's going to be a 2-0 victory for Hampton. I feel like, especially going towards the end of the season, where home games, I think for us, are going to be so important. With our last 2 games of the season, both away games against 2 teams that are right in the thick of the playoff push with us in Maidstone and St. Albans. So I think this game is going to be huge for us at home. I think the lads need to come out and give a really solid performance. I think defensively it's going to be really important for Luis Fernandez, obviously Dry and Ravan to be on their A game. But I feel like we're going to come away with a win today, as well as a clean sheet. Hopefully.
Well, yeah, just a reminder of the state of play regarding Hampton and Richmond's league position. They're currently 4th in the National League South. A win today, and if Braintree drop points at St. Albans, 2 teams who are both going for promotion this season, we'll see Hampton and Richmond go 3rd. Chelmsford City are 9 points ahead of Hampton and Richmond. However, Hampton and Richmond have played 2 fewer games, so win both of them, and well, the hunt for 2nd place is very much still on for Mel Gwinnett's side. Now, I must say, the atmosphere is looking really good. And we did a little social media post earlier in the week about some tweets attributing Hampton and Richmond as the quietest fan base in the league. I don't think there's going to be any danger of that, do you?
No, not at all. I think, especially on this Good Friday, we've got such a massive crowd. All the families are out, and the energy around the stadium is really good this afternoon. So I think the performance is going to match, and I think we're going to have a really good watch today.
Well, we did a campaign, the Raise the Roof responsibility, to all the fans attending today. Obviously, if you're watching this, you're not at Beverley Stadium, but we encourage you to raise the roof in your respective home. Don't worry about what the neighbours think. Like, it's Good Friday. Anything goes on Good Friday, obviously. We're still waiting for both teams to make their way out onto the pitch. We're about 3 minutes away from kickoff. That's a bit we're pushing ourselves for time ever so slightly. Just a bit about Tonbridge Angels. They're 13th in the National League South. They are 8 points off the playoffs, so there is a very much an outside chance of them maybe sneaking in. They've got 55 points from 41 games. Their best run this season is 7 unbeaten, and in fact in that run was when Hampton Richmond went over to Longmead. That was a goalless draw. Game of few opportunities. Jake Gray having a shot from distance, saved well. Meanwhile, George Hunt had a good double chance in the second half, I believe it was. George Hunt not around yet. He still hasn't played since Braintree at home, unfortunately, still carrying an injury, but I do see him in his training kit on the pitch with Shane Dunn, so maybe before the season is out we'll see George Hunt again. Are there any danger men in the Tonbridge ranks that you're aware of, Lyle?
Well, I think that Odokoniero is a really, really top striker in my opinion, and I think that he's coming back into the lineup today. It's going to be somebody that we really have to look out for. But for me today, it's more about Louis Fernandez and Sam Dreyer, and obviously Dominic Ravan. But personally, for me, I think Louis Fernandez is one of our more unsung heroes this season. His performances have gone kind of under the radar at times, but I think that battle is going to be an interesting one to watch between Odokoniero and Fernandez.
Yeah, just a word on Louis Fernandez. I must say that we're not thinking about player of the season just yet because we've got promotion to think about, but I think Louis Fernandez is right up there. Obviously, Ben Seymour, he did go for a bit of a goal-scoring drought, Ben Seymour, but Fernandez, he has just been around and very consistent for, well, throughout the whole season. So we will see. Look, that corner behind the Alan Simpson stand is packed to the rafters. I think maybe people are trying to get their snacks before food. I know I was munching on mine just before we went on air. It was a bit tight, but in the end I managed to get it down. Oh, well, I've not heard this before at the Bev. Some Thunderbirds-esque countdown towards the players coming out onto the pitch, and now they are onto the pitch. Hampton and Richmond are wearing their red strip this afternoon. Red shirt, red shorts and red socks, while Tonbridge are in a changed strip of it's sort of a like light turquoise, I want to call it, shirt, light turquoise shorts, and then sort of navy blue and the light turquoise stripy socks. That's interesting. Interesting. I think it's light turquoise. You're probably on the camera there. You'll be able to see some of the players. So do correct me if I'm wrong, viewers. And yeah, I'll take you through the team news once more. For Tonbridge Angels, it's Johnny Henley in goal. Then it's Jamie Fielding, Jordan Higgs, Nathan Odokoniero, Tarek Hines, Mo Dabra, Ethan Sutcliffe, Junaid Mead, Sean Shields, Liam Vincent and Ryan Hansen. Substitutes are Lewis Gard, Matt MacArthur, Josh Papula, Scott Wagstaff and Hayden Velvig. As for Hampton Richmond, one change from the side that lost to Torquay last Saturday. It's Josh Anafawo's coming in for Jordan Thomas. So from the top, it's Adam Desbois in goal. Then it's Rory Donaldson, Louis Fernandez, Captain Jake Gray, Sam Deadfield, Tope Fadahunse, Sam Dreyer, Isaac Pitblado, Alex Gibson-Hammond, Dominic Ravan and Josh Anafawo. So substitutes are Jordan Thomas, Rob Hall, Connor Curran-Brown, Bailey Brown and Mason Bloomfield.
I think should Hampton need to switch things up at all today, should Mel Gwinnett want some changes, it's a very, very strong bench for the Beavers this afternoon. I mean, Jordan Thomas, Rob Hall, as you said, Connor Curran-Brown, Bailey Brown and Mason Bloomfield, all very, very, very good players in their own right, and I think all players that can come on and make an impact, make a change. And Mason Bloomfield, we've seen it do it already this season. Struggled a bit there, but I think it's possible that should things go awry, we're going to have some really good quality off the bench.
Yeah, 9 goals this season for Mason Bloomfield, and he's 2 away from matching his tally last season when he was playing for Farnborough. Back in the starting lineup today after going off against Welling 10 days ago. He missed the trip to Torquay as well, as did Ben Seymour. So it was just Tope Fadahunsi as the only striker. In fact, towards the closing stages, Dean Inman was brought on up front. Unfortunately, he couldn't make an impact like he usually does on a game, but in fairness to him, he was playing in a very unfamiliar position. Now, Jake Gray is doing his coin toss with the referee, and the captain for Tonbridge, which is number 8, Jordan Higgs. And in fact, the name Liam Vincent, that certainly rings a bell. If that is the same Liam Vincent who was on loan at Hampton and Richmond, yeah, there he is heading towards that left-back spot. Yeah, he was a useful player for Hampton and Richmond. He was signed by Mel Gwinnett's predecessor, Gary McCann, and he then did just go back to his parent club when things were a bit chaotic at the club. But, well, now it's very, very different for Hampton and Richmond, as they're looking to get that promotion to the National League, which is excellent progress that has been made since the club was bought by Stefano and Rafa Petruzzo. It'll be Hampton and Richmond who start the game. Jake Gray is stood over the ball.
And right on cue, the sunshine emerges from the clouds.
And away we go. Hampton and Richmond against Tonbridge Angels in the National League South on Good Friday, as a long ball aimed towards Rory Donaldson just drops out of play for a throw-in to the away side, and will be taken by Jamie Fielding, who was the match winner in Tonbridge's last outing, a 2-1 win against Truro, who are, as I mentioned, going through that grueling end to the season. 13 games in 28 days. As a ball played towards Rory Donaldson is headed away by number 17 Sutcliffe for a throw-in to Hampton Richmond, which will be taken by Pip Blado about midway into Tonbridge's half. Finds Anna Fawos, who just sold Deadfield a little short, and then he caught number 12, sorry, Hines. And now Tonbridge are looking to build an attack. Fernandez does well with the header. Finds Gibson Allen, but he's dispossessed. Now Liam Vincent has his first touch at his former home, but his long ball is only towards Dominic Ravan, who plays it back to Daybar, who lumps it long towards Fadahunsi. Vincent is the one who gets his head onto it. And now here's Anna Fawos. Oh, and he's surely caught there by Vincent. Just a throw-in given about 15 yards into Tonbridge's half on the right-hand side. And it's Ravan who's got his hands on the ball. Wind howling down, as I'm sure you can pick up on the turf. So that could be a factor in this game. We'll wait and see. Ravan looking to get the cross in, does so. Just a bit over hit over Tope Fadahunsi, and out for a goal kick to Tonbridge.
And just looking at the shape early on, it does indeed look like a, at times it looks like a back four with Dominic Ravan playing at right back and Isaac Blado at left back, but it could easily change with Alex Gibson-Hammond tucking into a sort of wing back position, but it looks like it is quite fluid early on in the game.
Yeah, Mel Gwinnett was forced to play through at the back with wing backs because of the injuries to both Bloomfield and Seymour, and he admitted in his Gwinnett's Minutes post-match that he brought back Jordan Thomas a little too early, but he had no choice because of those injuries. So, yeah, not really surprising to see JT on the bench. He is coming back from a long-term injury sustained at Braintree in January. The ball is now with Dominic Ravan, who lumps it down the line towards Anna Fawos, who does control it. However, it's only gone out of play for a throw-in to Tonbridge, about 15 yards into their half on the Tonbridge left. Which will be taken by Liam Vincent. I remember him scoring a hat-trick on Boxing Day last season. Hampton Richmond unfortunately fell to a 4-3 defeat at Slough Town. Now Jake Gray tries to play it to Anna Fawos, but he's charged down there by Jordan Higgs. Ravan has the ball in his hands as he prepares to take the throw-in just inside Tonbridge's half. Plays it to Gray, who plays it to Fadahunsi. Anna Fawos wins the ball there, but he's penalised for a high boot on number 30, Ryan Hansen. So it's a free kick to Tonbridge Angels about midway into their half.
Just a bit of experience play that from Ryan Hansen. He wasn't called at all, but went down holding his head, immediately just kind of bought that free kick from the referee, but was a bit high from Anifo, so free kick given.
Yeah, Anifo, 3 goals in his Hampton and Richmond career so far. The last one coming in our 4-2 win at Weymouth in late January. As that free kick amounted to nothing for Tonbridge. It's a throw-in to Hampton and Richmond. I say the pitch is looking good just outside of the pitch. It's almost a sort of, not a swamp exactly, but it's very, very muddy. But the ground staff have done a very good job to ensure that the mess is not on the actual field of play. Number 2, Fielding has it. He plays it out left to Hines. Now Hansen plays it up towards Odokunyero, but Pitblado gets there first and plays it to Faduhunsi, who holds it up well, plays it back to Anifo. Now here's Jake Gray, plays it to Deadfield. Now Donaldson on the left-hand side has got Pitblado on the overlag. He does use him. Pitblado just about keeps it in, headed away by Fielding, and it's a corner kick to Hampton and Richmond.
I'm not quite sure about that, because if it had gone out for a corner, yeah, I'm just not quite sure, because number 12, Hines, he sort of just caught the ball.
I think, yeah, he was out of the field of play. There were protests from the Hampton and Richmond bench, so yeah, you're not like you weren't the only one there. Yeah, a bit of a weird moment that was. Anyway, it is a corner to the Beavers. Jake Gray is going to swing it in on that left-hand side. He takes it. It's headed away by Mead. Gibson Hammond plays it back to Revan. He may use Anifo. Instead, he goes back to Desbois. 9 clean sheets this season for Desbois, and that's a good-looking ball out to Fernandez, or the wind has just called. He's up against Vincent, and Vincent does a pretty good job there of just shepherding the ball out of play for a goal kick to Tonbridge Angels.
Big thumbs up from Mel Gwinnett there for Adam Desbois for the attempt in the distribution, and Louis Fernandez nearly got in there, but more promising stuff. But the wind is going to play a massive factor today, you can tell already. Yeah,
the direction of wind is blowing towards the Keith Hutty stand, which is where Hampton Richmond are shooting towards in this first half. It's sort of veering off to the right. I don't have my compass with me, so it's got a northerly or westerly wind. That's a good nutmeg from Mead on Revan, but Gibson Hammond is there to back up Revan. Revan now has it. Got Faduhunsi in support. He goes round. Vincent expertly there, Revan. He might get a cross in. Does get the cross in. It's deep. Oh, and it's headed. It's Rui Donaldson. Oh, he's tackled. He plays it back. Oh, and it's a good interception there by Hansen, who then shows very nifty footwork there to get past a couple of Hampton Richmond players, although he does kick it out of play for a throw, which is taken by Donaldson back to Isaac Pitblado. Now Deadfield to Donaldson. Oh, he tries to find Anifo, but the pass was just a bit loose there from Donaldson. Good header there by Dreyer to sustain the pressure for Hampton Richmond, although Dreyer is now back down on the floor. And I don't know if I heard a yelp there from Hampton and Richmond's centre-back. He's holding his right shin there, so it must have been, it could be an impact injury there if he has indeed sustained an injury. But yeah, this is slightly worrying there, because Sam Dreyer has forged a really good partnership with Louis Fernandez this season. You may have noticed on our social channels that Sam Dreyer is in the, he's part of the Check the Nuts video, which is raising awareness for Movember's testicular cancer awareness period. So that's a very good cause. Him, Fernandez and Dan Wishart are involved in that video. If you haven't had a look on our Instagram account, it's worth checking out the behind the scenes video.
Yeah, and I think Jake Gray has just given Mel Gwinnett the thumbs up that Sam Dreyer will be okay to continue, so thankfully that is the case, although Jordan Thomas is just down below us warming up.
Yeah, this is 13th appearance for Hampton and Richmond. Dreyer signed on loan from Peterborough's under-21 side. Hopefully Mel Gwinnett can persuade him to sign permanently, because he's really adapted very, very well, and yeah, he's just on the sideline. Got a spring in his step there. He's been seen to by one of our physios, so Dreyer hasn't been allowed on the pitch. Tonbridge are in possession on their left-hand side with number 19, Mead. Plays it back to Vincent. Now it's Sutcliffe. Vincent again. Now their captain Higgs has it. Drea is now back on the pitch. Ball clipped long towards two Tonbridge players. It's an easy gather for Adam Desbois. Coming up to 9 minutes on the clock. Hampton and Richmond 0, Tonbridge Angels 0. No major opportunity to speak of thus far. But I think Hampton and Richmond are looking the slightly more threatening of the two sides so far. Bit of head tennis going on between Hines and Pip Blado. Jake Gray now heads it up to Anna Fawos, and he somehow won that against two Tonbridge players. Jake Gray is tackled well there, so the ball is now on the left with number 19, Mead. And he clips it down the line towards number 23, Sean Shields. He's tackled by Fernandez. Now Ravan plays it to Anna Fawos. Drea now has it, moving very well, so fortunately that early knock for him didn't have any real impact. Now Desbois just been pressed there, so he's had to kick it long. Tonbridge are now in possession. So with Shields. He plays it to number 14, who's not Mo Dabra, sorry. He's not got many options, and he's tackled there by Gibson Hammond, and now Anna Fawos plays it to Jake Gray, who will play it down the line towards Gibson Hammond. Higgs has it back for Tonbridge Angels. Now his fielding, just a couple of yards inside Hampton and Richmond's half. It's now outright with Hines. He's up against Pip Blado. Accelerates well, Hines, gets a low cross in, and oh, it's flicked by number 9, Odokanyero, and it needed Dominic Ravan just to help it out of play for a throw-in to Tonbridge Angels, which is taken quickly back to Jordan Higgs. Now Dabra, Higgs, and here's Shields inside the Hampton Richmond penalty box. That's a good cross, headed well away by Isaac Pip Blado. Rory Donaldson is onto the loose ball and just clears it up the line down that left-hand channel towards Fadahunsi, but it's a bit too far in front of him, and it's a throw-in to Tonbridge Angels.
Yeah, and that cross-play into the box was really the first time we've seen Hampton under some considerable pressure, but you see when Tonbridge try and get the ball out wide into the channels, it was really well defended by both Ravan and Gibson Hammond, and we're going to see them again here.
It's just a bit too far in front of Odokanyero, and Fernandez just pokes it back to Desbois. They weren't really catching the ball there, but Desbois got some good air on that. Fadahunsi was beaten to the header by Liam Vincent, and now it's with the Tonbridge goalkeeper Henley. Just plays a short pass outright to Fielding. Been closed down by Fadahunsi. Oh, Donaldson does well to tackle Terrick Hines. Takes the throw in quickly. It's now with Fadahunsi. He takes the shot. Well, he might have looked up there. He had Anna Fawos in support, but I suppose he had every right to take the shot, but he didn't quite catch it, and it sailed pretty comfortably over the bar.
Yeah, just caught himself leaning back a bit there, Tope Fadahunsi, as he tried to side foot it into that top corner. As I said, under a bit of pressure, he thought he had to snatch at it, and unfortunately for him, it was off target. But decent effort, and the first time we've really seen Hampton get a shot away at the goal of Johnny Henley.
Yeah, Fadahunsi, 2 goals for Hampton and Richmond coming against Truro and Weymouth. He started at Torquay, obviously because there were injuries to Bloomfield and Seymour. He had a very good chance in the second half. Rory Donaldson also going very close on 2 occasions at Plainmoor. Now here's Gibson Hammond. We've not seen too much of him today, but he's doing well to get past Vincent. He crosses it in, headed away by Hines, only as far out as Anna Fawos. Lovely bit of skill, but then just as he was trying to control it again, Vincent hoofs it away. Oh, and then Rory Donaldson just gets the ball caught from under his feet, and Tonbridge now have it back with Shields. Now here's Darber, who's inside the centre circle. He's been hassled well there by Alex Gibson Hammond, and he's well tackled there by the Hampton and Richmond winger.
Fantastic work rate from Alex Gibson Hammond there.
Now Anna Fawos just shy of the halfway line. He was barged off away there by Higgs, but he did retain possession, and then his pass towards Gibson Hammond is just a bit too firm and has gone out of play for a goal kick.
And I mean, so far the bright spots for Hampton in this game thus far have been Dominic Ravan and Alex Gibson Hammond on this right side. Every time Ravan's got the ball, he looks composed, he looks confident on it, and he's had some really good interplay in there with Fernandez and indeed Gibson Hammond, and most of our opportunities have come down this right side so far, so long may it continue.
Johnny Henley, the Tonbridge goalkeeper, getting a bit of stick in the Keith Lassie stand as he prepares to take his long goal kick. We can't repeat what was said to him as he took that kick, but I'm sure you can figure it out amongst yourselves. Now is Gibbs and Hammond tries to find Faderhunsen. There's a bit of a loose touch there by Sutcliffe, so it's a throw in to Hampton and Richmond, about 20 yards into Tonbridge's half on the right. Jake Gray has it, but he's instead allowed Dominic Ravan to take it instead. Now Deadfield chips it towards Alex Gibson-Hammond, who will cross it in first time. It's a high one. And it is actually kept it in, and it was a fairly easy gather for Henley, who throws it out to Tariq Hines. Plays it inside to Hansen. Now Mo Dabra, and here's Higgs. And Mead plays it down the line. He's giving it back. He's now entering the Hampton Richmond box on the left-hand side. Crosses blocked by Ravan. Fernandez is then tackled by number 9, Odokanyero. Fernandez wins it back well there. And he's won himself a throw-in for his troubles. So coming up to 15 minutes, still 0-0 between Hampton Richmond and Tonbridge Angels. The only real chance to speak of so far fell to Tope Faderhunsi a couple of minutes ago. Just kind of snatched at it, and it did sail pretty comfortably over the bar in the end. The ball is now back in play with Dabra now. Mead plays it in between the legs of Jake Gray. Now Sean Shields will cross it on the left-hand side, and it's Hines on the volley. Well saved by Adam Desbois. Well, that was certainly the first clear-cut opportunity of the game. Good work down that left-hand side by Tonbridge Angels, and then was hit first time by Tariq Hines, and Adam Desbois had to go down low to his left to keep the ball out.
Yeah, it was really good reactions there from Adam Desbois, because it wasn't an easy save to make, and for Tariq Hines over on that right side, he had to go up and get it indeed, because the ball was almost at his mid-drift, and he somehow got the volley away and on target. So good effort from him. Corner coming in.
It's swung in by Vincent, and Adam Desbois did get his hand on that, and it's going to drop out of play for a throw-in to Tonbridge Angels on the left, deep into Hampton Richmond's half. Tonbridge are having a good spell here. Higgs is trying to claim a corner there. It definitely went out for a throw-in, though. Wonder if the referee is going to notice that. Well, Ryan Hansen was very honest there, picked the ball up, and he's going to, no doubt, launch this into the penalty box. He does indeed, and it's flicked on, cleared away by Rory Donaldson. Tope Faderhunsi may get there. He's beaten to it by Liam Vincent, but Gibson Hammond then has it. His pass to Faderhunsi is just a bit too far in front of him, so now the ball is with the Tonbridge goalkeeper, Johnny Henley. He launched it long towards Odokanyero. Fernandez gets there with the header. Now Junaid Mead, that's an intelligent dummy, but Ravan was wise to it, and he plays it back to Desbois, who hoofs it high up in the air, aiming for Faderhunsi, headed away by Vincent. Now Anafawos and Ravan. Now Deadfield has the ball in space, making his way into Tonbridge's half in a central area. Still on it, Sam Deadfield. He's tackled there by Dabra. A few Hampton Richmond fans calling for a free kick. Referee waves play on with Rory Donaldson on the left. Pip Blader's good interplay there by Hampton and Richmond. Sam Deadfield now has it, plays it inside to Donaldson, back to Gray. Now Donaldson plays it to Faderhunsi, who's holding the ball up well there, plays it back to Ravan, although it's just a bit too firm, that pass, so he's had to go back on himself, Ravan. Now Alex Gibson-Hammond tackled by Junaid Mead, out for a throw-in to Hampton Richmond, about 20 yards into Tonbridge's half on the right. Oh, and that's not the best piece of play between Ravan and Gibson-Hammond. Ravan threw it to Gibson-Hammond, and as he tried to return to Ravan, it was just too far in front of him. So it's a throw-in to Tonbridge now, which has been taken. It's Hansen on the ball. Plays it inside to Higgs. Now fielding, about midway into Tonbridge's half on the right. Higgs again. Oh, it's a ball clipped out to Vincent. Vincent was forced to retreat there, but he did well controlling it and then finding number 17, Sutcliffe. Oh, that wind is really, really picking up. It's been like that in the London and Surrey area for the past 24 hours, so I suppose no real surprise. Tonbridge are on the ball with Hampton, plays it back to Higgs in the centre circle. Great pass outright to Tarek Hines, a great touch as well. Isaac Blado is stood over him, crossed in by Hines, very deep. Mead, he had the opportunity to try and stretch for it, but he let it go out for a throw-in to Hampton and Richmond. Should be taken by Dominic Ravan. Throws it down the line towards Fadahunsi. It's headed away by Higgs. Few of the Tonbridge players and the Tonbridge bench claiming that Higgs was barged to the ground by Fadahunsi. Referee isn't interested though. Got a couple of the Hampton and Richmond players joining us near up at the gantry. They realise what a great view we have of Beverley Stadium here. Dominic Ravan just kicks it out of play for a throw-in to Tonbridge. And Tonbridge have themselves a throw-in deep into Hampton Richmond's half on the left-hand side now. Mead throws it to Hansen, back to Vincent, now Higgs. Hansen again. He clips it towards Shields. Ravan should get there, and he does. And he expertly shepherds it out of play for a goal kick to Hampton and Richmond. And
that's good play there from Dominic Ravan, and it was vital because it came at a period where Tonbridge Angels are just starting to grow into this game now. They're having a lot of joy down this left side with Junaid Mead, his battle with Dominic Ravan so far today has been really, really intriguing to watch. But yeah, really good defending that time from Ravan.
Yeah, Junaid Mead, he's an ex-Arsenal player, and he's actually represented them in both the League Cup and the Champions League. He also played for Swansea in the Premier League. Mead, yeah, as Lyle mentioned, a good sustained bit of possession there for Tonbridge Angels, but 20 minutes played, it is still 0-0 between Hampton and Richmond and Tonbridge. As Mead shakes Alex Gibson-Hammond off, and he plays out left to Mo Dabra. His ball down the line is a bit too far in front of Shields, so Fernandez will get there. Plays a short pass to Jake Gray. Fernandez receives it again. He's surely yanked to the ground yet. Referee has given that. Sean Shields penalised there for a foul just outside Hampton and Richmond's box. Yeah,
really smart play between Louis Fernandez and Jake Gray there. Because under a bit of pressure there, Louis Fernandez nearly lost the ball, but right at the right moment. Just, there's a bit of Dean Inman about the way he went down and won that foul.
Well, yeah, Dean Inman, he's been around the block. Louis Fernandez, still only 22 years old, but he is very experienced when it comes to playing for Hampton Richmond, that's for sure. Desbois' free kick tried to find Fadahunsi, but it was just a bit too high for him, so it's gone straight out of play for a goal kick to the away side. Sorry if you can hear the wind. You don't want to hear us talking all the time, I suppose, but we like to think we offer a bit more insight than the howling wind this afternoon. As Henley takes the goal kick, plays it long towards Dabra. Fernandez gets there first, but he can only find Tonbridge captain Higgs, and he clips it long towards number 9, Odokanyero, but that wind did hold the ball up. Now the ball is with Rory Donaldson on the left-hand side inside Tonbridge's half. Good play by Rory Donaldson. Oh, then when he was looking up to see who the pass to, he then just miscontrolled the ball. Clearance hasn't gone very far, though, by the Tonbridge goalkeeper, Henley. Oh, and that's a loose pass from Jamie Fielding. Straight out of play for a throw into Hampton Richmond on the left, about midway into Tonbridge's half. Be taken by left-back Isaac Pitblado, who started the last 11 games for Hampton and Richmond. Only signed as a trialist in the summer, Pitblado, but he's really, really settled in very well, as have many of our other signings this season. Pitblado has it now, plays it back to Deadfield, who's shaping up for a cross, clips it in. Fadahunsi's, oh, and it was Fadahunsi and Gibson-Hammond both trying to get their head on it, but it was just a bit too high, so it's gone out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah, and just need that bit more quality in that final third, because we've had opportunities where we got into really good positions, but just that touch or that pass that wasn't really accurate, and Tonbridge looked to come forward again, but the ball is going to go all the way through. It's Adam Desbois.
Yeah, it was a long ball there played by me, just a bit too far in front of Nathan Adokanyero. Desbois has it again. Just looking at his options, he clips it long towards Gibson Hammond. Vincent heads it away. Anafawos gets onto the loose ball. Oh, he's got in between Higgs and Mead very well. Anafawos might shape up to shoot. And his left-footed shot drifts pretty harmlessly wide of goal in the end, but we saw a sneak peek at what Josh Anafawos can do right there.
Yeah, maybe had a bit of better options to his left in Tope Fadahunsi and indeed Rory Donaldson, who was on that far left side, but space opened up for him after some brilliant work in the midfield. Good strength from him and good determination to win the ball off two Tonbridge Angels players, but yeah, his shot was well off target on that left foot.
So goal kick has now been taken. It was a short one to Fielding, who looks to play it long towards Adokanyero. Dreyer gets his head onto the ball, cushions it to Sam Deadfield, and that's a good pass down that left channel to Rory Donaldson. He's only got Fadahunsi in support so far, so Donaldson just checks his run, plays it back to Anafawos on the left-hand side, about midway into Tonbridge's half. Anafawos then tries to find that killer pass to Deadfield, but it was straight to a Tonbridge defender. Now Tonbridge are on the attack on this right-hand side with Shields. Plays it down the line to Adokanyero. Fernandez gets there first, and he's won a throw-in as well. Really good play there by Hampton and Richmond's number 5.
Brilliant defending as per usual from Louis Fernandez, as we're going to have a slight delay as a player for Tonbridge gets checked out.
Yeah, I think it's number 2, Jamie Fielding. Appears to be holding his face. I'm not entirely sure what's happened there. Well, he seems okay now, so play is going to resume with Isaac Pitblado taking the throw in on the left, midway into Hampton and Richmond's half, throws it down the line towards Donaldson, and there's Fielding. Talk of the devil getting his head onto the ball. Oh, and that's given away now, and here's Hines on the right. Plays it back to Higgs. Now Fielding on the halfway line, plays it across to Ethan Sutcliffe. Now Vincent on the left-hand side, looks to clip the ball down the line towards Darborough, and he's well tackled there by Jake Graham, who plays it to Fernandez towards Fadahunsi. Sam Deadfield will get onto the loose ball. Got Gibson Hammond in support, uses Fadahunsi. And Fadahunsi is well tackled there by Sutcliffe, and then he's penalised for almost riding on the back of the number 17 for Tonbridge Angels, who have a free kick just inside their half on the left, which has already been taken. It's with Sutcliffe, who won that free kick just a few seconds ago. Now Hansen, just outside the centre circle. Now the ball's on the left with Vincent. Tonbridge, their side very comfortable in possession. It's kind of difficult to see why they're 13th going into today's fixtures when they're this good on the ball. Hampton Richmond have done very well there. Well, that surely went out of play. Our linesman has finally flagged. Throw-in taken, a fair few yards in front of where it should have been. Adokanyero on the left-hand side crosses it first time, and it was a bit of a firm one, and Desbois needed 2 attempts there to gather the ball.
Yeah, and you just spoke about how it's interesting that Tonbridge are as low in the table as they are. It makes it even more interesting when you look at the fact that they've actually outscored Hampton in the league this season. They're on 61 goals, whereas Hampton are on 58. So it's a team that is very, very good going forward. As you said, we've seen already that they're very good on the ball, so it's an intriguing one.
Sam Deadfield is on the ball, making his way into Tonbridge's half. Plays down line to Rory Donaldson. Now Isaac Piblado might get away. Good acceleration there by Hines to catch up with him and win the ball back, though. Ball is with Fielding now. Long ball is fairly aimless, straight out of play for a throw-in to Hampton Richmond, just inside Hampton and Richmond's half on their left-hand side.
Yeah, and certainly for the Angels so far this afternoon, it has been their wingers that are the main danger men in Tariq Hines and Junaid Mead. as we've seen Hines with that shot on goal that Dayball had to save, and Mead's overall play has been very, very good, but those two are the ones that have been really standing out thus far.
Yeah, that Hines chance, the standout opportunity of this match so far. It's still 0-0 though, 28 minutes played at Beverley Stadium. Oh, that's given away by Hansen. Now Josh Anafuoza has the ball about 25 yards from goal. Finds Rory Donaldson on the left in support, who takes a shot. Oh, it's deflected just wide. Might have come off Sam Deadfield in the end. Yeah, the referee has signalled for a goal kick. I'm not sure Sam Deadfield knew too much about it, but that was nearly 1-0 to Hampton and Richmond.
I actually thought it was sort of a halfway between a cross and a shot, because he shaped like he tried to put it towards the back stick, and yeah, the deflection off of Deadfield took it inches wide of the post. Very, very, very close to opening the scoring there unintentionally from Sam Deadfield, but nonetheless it is just a goal kick for Johnny Henley and Tonbridge Angels.
Yeah, just one goal this season for Sam Deadfield. He does have 7 assists, which means only Ben Seymour is ahead of him in the assist charts for Hampton and Richmond this season. And, well, that probably would have been one of the luckiest goals of his life, Deadfield, if it dropped in. But it didn't. So coming up to half now, still 0-0 between Hampton and Richmond and Tonbridge Angels. Hampton and Richmond have themselves a throw-in on the right with Ravan, about midway into Hampton Richmond's half. Throws it down the line to Fadahunsi, who does get his head onto it, but can't find a teammate. And that ball surely went out of play. Linesman didn't see it, so now Tonbridge are on the attack down the left with Adokanyero. Been stood up to by Fernandez, slightly overruns it, and now Hampton Richmond win the ball back. There's a long ball by Gray to Fadahunsi, but Sutcliffe gets there first. Ball is now with the Tonbridge goalkeeper, Johnny Henley, who lumps it long towards Adokanyero and Mo Davra. Dreyer gets his head onto the ball, and then Hines tried to take it down, but he could only help it out of play for a throw-in to Hampton and Richmond. A bit of a loose pass there by Sam Deadfield to Josh Anafuoza, who tries to keep it in, but it was a bit too much, even for Anafuoza, so it's a goal kick to Tonbridge.
Yeah, it's all just a bit disjointed at the moment for Hampton and Richmond. Tope Fadahunsi seems so isolated at times. When he tries to hold it up, there's really nobody in a red shirt that's in the vicinity, and it's a bit of a struggle so far for him, especially in his battle with Ethan Sutcliffe, who is a really, really massive figure at centre half. But it's going to be interesting to see how Hampton do adjust.
Goal kick has now been taken. Dreyer wins the ball ahead of Adokanyero. Now Fadahunsi might have a chance to get onto it. He does get his foot on the ball. Few cries for a free kick just outside the box, but I think the ball was very much there to be won. Fernandez heads it to the left, and Donson does very well to keep it in. Now with Fadahunsi, might have handballed it there, but the referee does wave play on it. It's now with Anafuoza in a left of central area, using those silky feet to good use once again. And Deadfield tried to play it down the line to Donaldson, but Donaldson knew he was miles offside, so it's gone straight out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah, it's similar to what we were just saying, that there's just that final bit, that final cutting edge for Hampton is missing at the moment, because we do pick up the ball in some very, very dangerous areas a lot of the times. And Anafuoza, we saw it again, he was a good catalyst to that move, but just maybe the final run, the final through ball, not quite there at the moment.
But we still have plenty of time at Beverley Stadium as the goal kick is taken by Henley. Deadfield is the one who heads it ahead of Fernandez, and Fadahunsi gets a little bit of luck and plays it out left to Rory Donaldson. Just checks his run. He had his shirt pulled there by Hansen. Again, the referee letting that one go. Now is Sam Dreyer on the left-hand side, just inside Tonbridge's half. It's good pressing by Tonbridge, so Fernandez now has it after receiving the ball. Here's Ravan, tries to get away from Mead, does get away from Mead. Now Gibson Hammond tries to find Anafuoza, and Hampton Richmond do come away with the ball after Anafuoza and Dabra had a little bit of a tussle for the ball, and Isaac Piblada is then just penalised for a clip on Tariq Hines. I think both benches are a bit frustrated with how their teams are playing. There's been a lot of screaming and shouting, not
some of it at the referee and his assistants. A few throw-ins haven't been spotted, but I think both managers are a bit frustrated with the way their teams are playing.
Yeah, I think it's two teams, as we've seen, that can play some really good football at times, but it's just really stop-start at the moment.
As play starts again, Tonbridge trying to play the long ball game, but it's an easy gather for Dreyer. And now Fadohunsi has it. That ball definitely struck his hand, and it's fallen very kindly to Hampton Richmond. Josh Hannaford gets away from Higgs, straights up the shoot, pretty comfortably over the bar, but that's a bit better from Hampton and Richmond.
Again, you see as Hannaford was on that half turn, driving towards the box and getting a shot away. That time on his stronger right foot, it was just a bit too high that with the effort, but again, he had options to his right and his left. I think Sam Deadfield, you saw in particular, was just a bit frustrated that the pass wasn't played, but in that position, when it opened up as much as it did for Andy Fowles, I don't think you can blame him too much for taking the shot on.
So Henley still getting one or two pelters from our younger fans behind the goal at Beverley Stadium. But it didn't put him off his goal kickers. Now Tonbridge are on the attack. Odokanyere is well tackled there by Jake Gray. Now Fadohunsi has it about 10 yards into Tonbridge's half. Gibson Hammond now making his way towards the penalty box. He's almost chopped down there by Higgs, the captain. And well, Gibson Hammond has done very well to win Hampton and Richmond a corner on the right-hand side. Jake Gray will take it. The likes of Sam Dreyer, Louis Fernandez, Isabet Blado, Rory Donson, and of course Tope Fadohunsi are in the box. Gray has actually left it to Sam Deadfield, which is not a surprise as he'll swing it in with his left boot. He takes it now, Deadfield, headed behind again for another corner by Junaid Mead. Donaldson just trying to get the flick on, but the ball just about evaded him, but they'll have another go. Mel Gwinnett's Beavers. Sam Deadfield again will take it. Alex Gibson-Hammond is showing short. But Deadfield hasn't even looked up at Gibson-Hammond, but he does play it short to Gibson-Hammond. He fooled me there. Now Deadfield will cross it in. Oh, and it's just slightly overhit, out of play for a goal kick to Tonbridge.
Yeah, the first attempt with the traditional corner, the second attempt with the short corner, neither really provided any real threat to the goal of Johnny Henley, and that time just a bit too much on that cross from Sam Deadfield, and no threat from our centre halves that went up the pitch. So another goal kick for Tonbridge as we inch closer towards half-time.
Yeah, 36 minutes play. The game is still goalless. Both sides have come very close to opening the scoring. The first came to Tarek Hines on 15 minutes. His volley was well saved by Adam Desbois, and then Hampton Richmond nearly went in very fortuitous fashion. A cross-come shot by Rory Donaldson, deflected off Sam Deadfield's knee and bounced just wide of the Tonbridge goal. As Henley takes the goal kick, looking to find Mead. Ravan gets there first. It's out of play for a throw-in to Tonbridge, whose manager comes with plenty of credentials. Jay Saunders, he's been the manager of Tonbridge since the summer of 2022. He used to manage Maidstone and did very well there. Tonbridge are on the attack with Dabra. Now is Sean Shields, might take a shot. Oh, and that might have been tipped over the bar by Adam Desbois. It was. It's a corner to Tonbridge. That's another very good opportunity for the away side.
And another very good reaction save from Adam Desbois. Both hands just thrown into the air and getting the slightest of touches on it, and Tariq Hines was absolutely furious that he didn't get the pass, as he was sort of controlled on the swivel there by Shields, and he had the opportunity to just slip Hines in, who was free at the back post, who had really an open shot at goal, but instead he took the snapshot and he's got a corner for his troubles.
Which will be taken by Shields himself. He'll swing it in on the left-hand side with his right foot. He takes it now. Oh, and it's gone straight out of play. That's a bit of a waste for Tonbridge Angels.
Yeah, and I think that sums up what we've seen so far in this first half when it comes to set pieces. Neither side really taking advantage when they get into those positions, and Sam Shields, one of his quality, will be quite disappointed with that corner kick as Adam Desbois takes his goal kick quickly.
Played it to Deadfield, who plays it back to Fernandez. Now Ravan has it, been pressed by Mead. Ravan has been forced to turn out, and he's done very well there to find Jake Gray down the line. Now Anafuose has the ball in space. He's been chased down by Ryan Hansen. Anafuose gets away from Hansen and Ethan Sutcliffe. Plays out left to Rory Donaldson. Anafuose has it back again. Oh, that's a good ball into Gibson Hammond. He's offside. He did head just wide anyway, but it wouldn't have counted. But more good play from Hampton Richmond coming through. That man, Josh Anafuose.
Yeah, and it all started with Dominic Revan deep inside his own half. I'm not quite sure how he got away with possession, but he did. And the ball eventually found its way to Josh Anafuose. And from around about the halfway line, it's that impetus, that drive to go towards goalie, pick the ball up on his own, exchanged a couple of passes, and then got the cross off, which was a really good cross. But unfortunately, Gibson Hammond just straight offside. Another good chance created, as you said, by Anafuose.
Josh Anafuose signed from Dover earlier this season. We play in 2 weeks' time. Tonbridge are now on the attack with Shields inside Hampton Richmond's box. Great play by Revan to win the ball, and it's now a goal kick, as Shields did win it back but could only play it out for a goal kick.
Yeah, and in this first half, Dominic Revan, outside of that initial nutmeg that he got off Junaid Mead, he's been very, very good in his defensive duties, and as well as going forward. When he gets on the ball, as you said, he's looked very bright, so I think he's stood up very well in this first half.
Yeah, as I mentioned, Anafuose signed from Dover earlier this season, who we play in 2 weeks and a day from now. That is our final home game of the season, although we may have home games in the playoffs should we make it. As Adam Desbois' goal kick is just too high for Rory Donaldson, so Tonbridge have themselves a throw-in about midway into Tonbridge's half on the right-hand side. So we taken by Jamie Fielding. He plays it down the line towards Mo Darborough. Sam Dreyer heads it. Now Gibson Hammond has it just inside Tonbridge's half. Great nutmeg on Anafuose on Junaid Mead. Anafuose still on the ball. Not many players trying to close him down. He plays out right to Revan. Anafuose again. He clips it up towards Jake Gray. That's a great pass. Jake Gray is inside Tonbridge's box. Plays it across to Pip Blado. On, maybe he could have taken the shot. I see what he's trying to do. He tried to pass out left to Rory Donaldson, but it was just too far in front of the Scottish forward.
Yeah, Donaldson just caught a bit flat-footed that time. He didn't expect the pass, but I think he was onside as the flag didn't go up. But another good opportunity. And that time, the pass from Anafuose was brilliant to get Jake Gray in behind. And we're now just seeing the Beavers start to grow into the game that bit more.
Yeah, we got 4 minutes of the opening 45 at the Bev. 0-0 between Hampton and Richmond and Tonbridge Angels. So Tonbridge have had the better of the opportunities so far, as Fernandez beats Adokanyero to the header from that goal kick. Now Gibson Hammond clips it towards Rory Donaldson. Hines intercepts it, and then it's cleared away by the away side. But Jake Gray wins it back, plays it to Gibson Hammond in a right of central area, crosses it in towards Fado Hunty, who heads it. What a save by the Tonbridge goalkeeper, Johnny Henley. Massive opportunity there for Hampton Richmond. A lovely clip pass by Gibson Hammond, and Fado Hunty heading it low to the left of Henley, who did well to keep it out.
That would have been a sensational goal from Tope Fado Hunty, because again, it's not an easy header at all. He's diving, he's definitely pretty much on the floor when he makes contact with the ball, and he somehow gets the power on it to direct it to that near post. Good save though from Henley.
It is a corner to Hampton and Richmond. Sam Deadfield swings it in on the right-hand side. The wind really catching that, and it didn't beat the first man. It is a throw-in to Hampton Richmond, which will be taken by Deadfield. He throws it to Anafuose. Now Deadfield again, and it's Gibson Hammond. Oh, it's kept in well there by Sean Shields. Junaid Mead then clears it, only partially. Revan does get onto the ball. Oh, now Tonbridge are going to come away with it. It's number 14, Mo Darborough. He's been well chased by Tope Fado Hunty, who had Hampton and Richmond's best chance of the first half so far. Just a minute ago, that header well saved by Johnny Henley. Ball is now with Liam Vincent. He plays it to Junaid Mead. Vincent has it back, and he could get the cross in. It's blocked by Jake Gray, and now Alex Gibson-Hammond turns out, well tackled by Mead, but Ravan gets onto the loose ball and he passes out left to Donaldson. It's just a bit too high though for Hampton and Richmond's number 3, so it's gone out of play for a throw-in to the away side. And now Henley looks to find Mo Davra. It's an easy header for Sam Dreyer. Both sides just being a bit sloppy there in that middle third. Oh, it's a great touch by Anafawos to Donaldson. He tries to find Fadahunsi, but he's well tackled by Jamie Fielding. It's a throw-in to Hampton Richmond, about 20 yards into Tonbridge's half on the left. Pip Blado is going to take it. Anafawos only one really shown for it. Anafawos did get it, played it back to Pip Blado. Now here's Jake Gray being closed down by Shields, so Pip Blado has it again. Now Dreyer. And here's Fernandez, been pressed by Hansen, and Gray has it. That's a great ball down that right-hand channel to Ravan, but the wind has really caught it. Ravan may keep it in, though. He has kept it in. Oh, no, he hasn't. The referee's assistant has signalled that the ball went out of play, so it's a goal kick to Tonbridge Angels.
It's just those finest margins, because it was a brilliant idea that from Jake Gray. He was under pressure from Shields when he got the ball virtually in the centre circle, played a first-time pass down the line, and Ravan's run was a brilliant one, and he was just inches away from keeping it in. And if he had kept it in, it was a good opportunity for Tope Fadahunsi, but nonetheless, in the end, it is just another Henley goal kick.
So into the final seconds of the opening 45. No indication. Oh, there's the indication now. 3 added minutes at the end of this first half. Fernandez may have been caught there by Junaid Mead. A little high five between the two as play does resume as normal. Mead is on the ball now, surrounded by 3 Hampton Richmond players. He does lose it, unsurprisingly. Good play by Mo Dabra to win the ball off Anafawos. Great tackle by Jake Gray. Oh, and a bit of confusion there between Anafawos and Dreyer. And now Udokanyera is inside the box, takes the shot and has hit the crossbar. Well, a bit of a let-off for Hampton Richmond. Tonbridge are still in the attack. Shields hooks it back in. Hansen heads it, and then it's hoofed away by Rory Donaldson. And Fadahunsi will just keep his feet on the ball and allow Hampton Richmond to regroup. He plays it back to Ravan, who will have to retreat a bit to ensure he keeps on the ball. He's been dispossessed. It's Ryan Hansen, and that's a clear foul by Dominic Ravan. That was very much a taking one for the team challenge by Hampton Richmond's number 34, and he has actually been booked for that. A bit of a cynical one by Ravan, but it was kind of a necessary evil to ensure that Tonbridge didn't fashion another opportunity. They hit the crossbar for a great shot by Udokanyera.
Yeah, and it was after some really good play, and it was almost Anafawos and Dreyer taking each other out inside their own penalty area, and it led to Udokanyera getting that shot away at goal, and it was very nearly the opening goal right on the stroke of half-time. He probably should have done better with it, Udokanyera, because he was one-on-one and kind of just lit it a bit too high, but again, it's a free kick in a very, very dangerous position, this, for Tonbridge.
Yeah, it's on that left-hand side, about 5 yards outside the penalty box. It's going to be Liam Vincent who swings it in. He does so. Oh, and it's met with the head of Jordan Higgs, but it's a bit too high for him, so he just heads it behind him inadvertently out for a throw-in to Hampton and Richmond. Well, yeah, I think Tonbridge, they've had the better opportunities to take the lead. They've hit the crossbar. Shields had that really good opportunity, well saved by Adam Daybar, but Hampton Richmond's best chance came on 41 minutes. Tope Fadahunsi's smart header to the left of Henley was well kept out by the Tonbridge goalkeeper. We're in the final minute of stoppage time as Sean Shields is penalised for a foul on Josh Anafawos. It's a free kick to Hampton Richmond in a left of central area, about 20 yards into their half.
I think with about 30 seconds of added time to play, Adam Daybar is just going to go long here.
Mel Gwinnett saying, let's do it. As Hampton Richmond may look to get their noses in front in the final seconds of the first half. And now here's Fadahunsi who has it, plays it back to Donaldson on the left. Now Pip Blado by the touchline, plays it down line to Rory Donaldson. He is onside. And he's well tackled by Hines. We have now played the allotted 3 minutes, but I think the referee's going to allow one more attack to happen. Pip Blado is going to take the throw and throws it to Anna Woes. Back to Pip Blado. Gets away from Hansen and tries to get a cross in. It's gone out of play for a corner. We will have time for that corner to be taken. So the visitors, they will be furious if this goes in, because we have now played almost 30 seconds over the additional 3 minutes at the end of this first half. It's going to be Jake Gray who'll take it on the left-hand side. Alex Gibson is showing for a short corner. Oh, Fernandez has been wrestled there by Fielding. Gray now swings it in. He's aiming for Fernandez, who gets his head onto the ball. Still in play. And it's well caught by Johnny Henley. And, well, it's half-time, and Henley has actually gone down. I think it may have been a collision with Louis Fernandez. I didn't see it.
He's been booked.
And it's a yellow card for Hampton and Richmond's number 5. Liam Vincent pleaded with the referee to sanction Fernandez there. I didn't exactly see what happened there.
It was just sort of a mix-up between them, and they got caught between themselves. But it's in no way a foul, and surely it's not a yellow card. So that's poor from the referee, in my opinion. And Vincent's got booked as well. So in the end, I've got to take back more words, because in the end, that's fair, I think.
Well, a bit of a spicy end to what has been a rather intriguing battle at Beverly Stadium this afternoon. It is 0-0, but there have been plenty of chances in this first half. Tope Fadahunsi going close on a couple of occasions. His best chance coming on 41 minutes. His header low down to the left of Johnny Henley, which was well kept out by the Tonbridge Angels goalkeeper. Sam Deadfield could have given Hampton Richmond a very fortunate lead. Rory Donaldson's cross-come shot on the left-hand side deflected off Deadfield's knee and bounced just wide of goal. However, the away side, they've had 3 very good chances coming from a Tariq Hines volley, as well as Sean Shields having a shot tipped over the bar by Adam Daybar, and then the standout chance of the half there, number 9, Nathan Odokonyero. His brilliant shot aiming for the top corner came back off the crossbar, and Hampton Richmond were very much let off there. So I can see you there with your FOTMob app at the ready. Live, you want to take us through the scores from across the National League South?
Yeah, we'll just let you know how things are really quickly. Maidstone, who are obviously our playoff rivals at the moment, are locked in a 1-1 draw with Eastbourne, who have had a man sent off at halftime. Halftime in Bath, it's Bath 1, Weymouth 0. It's Chelmsford 2, Dartford 0 at halftime. It is Havant and Waterlooville 1, Worthing 1, so they're also drawing at halftime. Hemel Hempstead lead Avely 2-1 at halftime. St Albans are losing to Braintree at the moment 1-0 at home. Welling and Dover are locked in a 0-0 draw at halftime. Western Supermare are leading 2-0 against Taunton, and Yeovil are beating Torquay 1-0. And that's how things stand at halftime. And we'll let you know as well at full time how things are and how the standings are as well.
Great. Well, we're going to have a short break at half-time, so get yourself a cup of tea, and when we come back, the second half will be about to begin between Hampton and Richmond and Tonbridge Angels. Don't go anywhere. Well, welcome back to our YouTube watch-along of the National League South fixture between Hampton and Richmond and Tonbridge Angels. We're about to start the second half at Beverley Stadium. The score is 0-0 at half-time. Plenty of chances, though, for both sides. Sam Deadfield and Tope Fadahunsi coming close for the Beavers. Meanwhile, for Tonbridge, Nathan Odokonyero hitting the crossbar. Sean Shields having a shot tipped over the bar by Adam Daybar, and Daybar also did well to keep out Tariq Hines in the opening 45. Both sets of players are now back on the pitch, and before we dive into what's gone on in this first half, we need to do a quick shout out to Jerry Ferrario, one of our most passionate fans from the US. We hope to see you at the Bev for the players. Of course, Hampton Richmond do need to get there first, but they are well in amongst it. They're fourth in the table prior to kick-off. And yeah, just before we start at the second half, what was your overall thoughts on the opening 45?
Yeah, it was a decent first half for Hampton. We created a quite fair few chances. We defended pretty well, and I think the most interesting aspect was that battle down the left side, or our right side, between Dominic Revan and the number 19 for Tonbridge, Mead. So it'll be interesting to see that rivalry renewed as the second half kicks off.
And the second half has now started. It's Tonbridge Angels who get the second half underway. They're shooting towards the Keith Hussey stand now. Josh Anafawos gets his foot on the ball. That's a great pass out left to Rory Donaldson, who has the ball about 15 yards into Tonbridge's half on the left. Plays it to Anafawos. He still has it, and he sort of flicks it to Pip Blado. Unfortunately, it was just a bit too far in front of Hampton and Richmond's left back, so it is a throw-in to the away side, about 15 yards into their half on the right, which will be taken by Fielding. He throws it down the line towards Odokonyero. It's won by Sam Deadfield, and then Rory Donaldson just helps it a bit further out, but it's gone out of play for a throw-in to the away side. A bit of head tennis going on in that middle third, and a great pass out left by Higgs, although it's just got a bit too much onto it, so a bit too far for number 19, Junaid Mead. So it's a throw-in to Hampton and Richmond about 25 yards into their half. Revan plays it down the line towards Gibson Hammond, and he's penalised for a high boot on number 30, Ryan Hansen. It's a free kick to Tonbridge. No card there for Gibson Hammond, but two players for Hampton and Richmond did get booked in the first half, Dominic Revan and Louis Fernandez. And Liam Vincent also received a yellow card. Liam Vincent is the left back for Tonbridge Angels.
As well as Johnny Henley, their goalkeeper.
Oh, right, okay. I did not notice that. That is exactly why I like to have an extra pair of eyes. As a free kick is now pumped in, headed by Fielding, straight out of play for a goal kick to the home side. Yeah, Adam Daybar was at his usual electric best in that first half, doing well to keep out efforts from Sean Shields and Tariq Hines. He couldn't do a lot about Odokonyero's shot, but fortunately for Hampton and Richmond, it came back off the crossbar. Now Revan has the ball on the right-hand side, plays it down the line to Gibson Hammond, who's been held there by number 27, Vincent. Hampton Richmond still in possession on the right with Jake Gray now, and he clips it down the line to Gibson Hammond, and it's a throw-in to the Beavers. Jake Gray's clipball did just take a slight deflection. Junaid Mead not happy there. It's now Revan who will take it to Anafawos, but it's intercepted there by Higgs. Oh, Gray heads it towards Fadahunsi, headed away by Sutcliffe. Now Deadfield to Gray. Good pass out right to Revan. Deadfield again. Here's Gibson Hammond now. Oh, good pass down the line to Revan. He may cross it first time, does so. Cleared away by Sutcliffe. And now Tonbridge are looking to play on the counter. A good pass there by Odokonyero to Sean Shields on the left-hand side. He's got Mo Darver in support. Pass is well intercepted by Isaac Biblado. And now Sam Deadfield has it, plays it to Dreyer, who we did actually see just doing a little warm-up to himself on the pitch at half-time. Made us think that both teams were about to come back on the pitch. But he seems to be moving okay, Dre. Did have a slight knock to his shin early in the game. Now here's number 12, Hines. And now Mo Dabra. Plays it out right to Hines. Can't really penetrate Hampton and Richmond's midfield and defence to the away side, so they're happy to just keep possession and pass it across their midfield and defensive line and try and wait for that opening to organically appear. It's with their captain, Higgs. Now number 12, Hines, has it on the right-hand side. He's inside the Hampton Richmond box. He crosses it low. It's well blocked there by Jake Gray. Out for a throw-in to Tonbridge. Now Jamie Fielding has it. He gets the cross in, finds Adokonyero, takes the shot, whistles just over the bar. I think Adam Desbois would have had it covered had it been on target, but that's the first chance of this second half, and it fell to number 9 for Tonbridge Angels, Adokonyero.
Yeah, and it's really good number 9 play that time from him. Held off his defender really well. His first touch was brilliant out of his feet just to pop the ball up, and he spun and took the shot away, and it just went over the bars. We'll see a couple of substitutions here for Hampton and Richmond.
Well, it's returning Mason Bloomfield and Connor Curran-Brown who are coming on. Rory Donaldson is the first man to make his way off the pitch. A good shift there by the Flying Scotsman. Connor Curran-Brown, he's not played quite a while. I think Truro was, or Aveley, sorry, was his last start for Hampton Richmond. And also coming off is Josh Anafuos, which is, I suppose, a bit of a surprise. He has been one of Hampton and Richmond's bright spots, but it appears there may be a change of system. Yeah, Bloomfield and Fadahunsi playing up front together. Connor Curran-Brown out on the left-hand side.
Yeah, it looks to be just about traditional 4-4-2 at the moment, with Deadfield and Gray in the middle and Curran-Brown and Gibson Hammond on either wing.
Desbois takes the goal kick, aiming for Bloomfield, who clatters into Jordan Hings. That was a bit of a late one by Hampton and Richmond's striker.
Right into the thick of the action. And as just a quick update, as things go in around the grounds, Tommy Willard has scored for Worthing. So at the moment, they have retaken the lead. It is Worthing 2, Hampton Waterlooville 0. And that goal actually means, as things stand, Worthing go above Hampton and Richmond in the table by 1 point.
Still 0-0 at Beverley Stadium. It's Sean Shields who has the ball, plays it out left to Dabra. Now Junaid Mead, well tackled there by Ravan, and he plays it long towards Bloomfield, but it's gone out of play for a throw-in to Tonbridge just inside their own half on the left. And now Adokonyero has been hassled on that left-hand side by Louis Fernandez. Ball to Sean Shields. Might get a cross in, well cleared away by Sam Dreyer, and then Gibson Hammond just helps it along. But his pass can't find a teammate, so the away side are still on the attack with Mo Dabra on the right-hand side. Been stood up to by Sam Dreyer. Dabra still has it. Looking for options, finds Hines. And he plays inside to Hansen. Now Dabra has it again, crosses it in with his left foot, but it's well caught by Adam Desbois there. And he rolls it quickly out to Jake Gray, slightly to the right, finds Ravan. Now Gibson Hammond has the ball in space, plays it back to Gray. And here's Fadahunsi on the halfway line, wins himself and Hampton and Richmond a throw-in. We've played 53 minutes this afternoon, this Good Friday afternoon. It is still 0-0 between Hampton and Richmond and Tonbridge Angels. Also loose touch there. Connor Curran-Brown couldn't quite get onto it. So it's Hines who will collect the ball on this right-hand side, plays it to number 14, Darborough. He's well tackled there by Conacher and Brown, and yeah, that's a free kick to Hampton and Richmond. Darborough just almost rugby tackling Hampton and Richmond's number 17 to the ground. Free kick to the Beavers, about 5 yards into their own half on the left. So it's played long by Pip Blado, aiming for Bloomfield. It's headed away by Fielding, only as far as Conacher and Brown, who's then tackled by Hines. Great challenge there by Gray. Ball's now with Conacher and Brown. He plays it to Dominic Ravan. Might take a shot, does take a shot, but it does sail very harmlessly high over the bar.
Yeah, just one of those where it bubbled right as he was about to take the shot on it, and it meant that it was, in the end, very, very wayward that time from Dominic Ravan, but good determination there in the middle of the park from Conacher and Brown, who lost the ball initially, but good work rate in the middle from Jake Gray to win it back. And it led to that effort, as the ball, I believe, is still missing.
Yeah, I think we're going to need a new ball. Yep, one's been passed to Mel Gwinnett, who expertly plays it back to Tonbridge's goalkeeper, Johnny Henley. Yeah, Conacher and Brown, this is his 57th appearance for Hampton and Richmond. Signed for them in the summer of 2022, really came into his own in the second half of last season. Unfortunately, this season has been disrupted by injuries, and the team just playing really, really well as well. And it's very hard to break into a team that goes on a 17-match unbeaten run when you aren't playing consistently. Here he is now on the ball, Curran Brown, plays it to Gibson Hammond. Well, he was hassled there by number 14, Mo Darborough, so Tonbridge now have it again. They have a free kick. Gibson Hammond just yanking Darborough to the ground there. It's now with Vincent. And he uses captain Jordan Higgs, who has the ball just in front of the centre circle in Hampton Richmond's half. Now Hines plays it down the line towards Hanson, looks to cross it first time, but great tracking back there by Mason Bloomfield to make the block, but it has gone out of play for a corner kick to the away side.
Bloomfield has been absolutely everywhere since coming on.
Yeah, he really made a statement there by clattering into the Tonbridge captain, Jordan Higgs, about 10 seconds after coming onto the field of play.
And then we're going to require another extra ball,
which Bloomfield helpfully plays back to Vincent, who's going to swing this in with his left foot that Hampton Richmond fans know all about. Vincent swings it in. Oh, it's headed away by Fadahunsi. Referee has spotted an infringement, so it is a free kick to Hampton and Richmond anyway.
And Ryan Hansen, I believe, has just gone down off the ball holding his knee, so may just have a slight delay as he receives some potential treatment.
Thank you to those who are tuning in on our YouTube watch along. We're very thankful actually, because it seems like everyone associated with Hampton Richmond is here today at Beverley Stadium. A great atmosphere, plenty in attendance. I can't wait to hear how many have made it through the gate on this Good Friday. Game is finally poised at the moment, still 0-0. Oh, I saw you look up to the sky there, Goliath. Has there been a goal elsewhere?
Not a goal, but Eastbourne and Maidstone, as we knew, were locked in a 1-1 draw. Maidstone, who obviously are level on points with us at the moment, took the lead from the penalty spot through a penalty from Sam Corrin. Eastbourne then had a red card for Sam Baird, and then they equalized in the 35th minute through Pierce Bird, who's now been sent off. So Eastbourne are now down to 9 men, still locked at 1-1 at home to Maidstone. Well,
if Eastbourne can hang on or maybe even win that game, that would be some effort, because yeah, it's only coming up to 58 minutes on the clock at Beverley Stadium, and that's a long time to play with 9 men on the pitch. Ryan Hansen is still down on the ground. He's been seen to by physio for Tonbridge Angels, and he is moving rather gingerly, and yeah, it looks like they're going to make their first substitution of the afternoon. Hansen coming off for number 5, Lewis Gard.
And it's another tough report from me, as Hamilton said, who were leading 2-0, are now 3-2 down at home to Aveley. Wow. 2 second-half goals from Aveley, first from Charlie Hughes, and then Edunio Vaz has turned that game on its head. So at the moment, Aveley at up to 66 points, having played 2 extra games over Hampton, who are still locked here at a draw on 68 as things stand.
Wow, well, things can change very quickly in the National League South, but if Hampton Richmond can get their noses in front, then the other results don't really matter so much, do they? Here's Deadfield, plays Conacher and Brown through down the left-hand side. He's well tackled there by Ethan Sutcliffe. It's gone out of play for a throw-in to Hampton Richmond, deep into Tonbridge's half on the left. He'll be taken by Pip Blado. Curran Brown and Bloomfield showing full support, as is Sam Deadfield. Pip Blado throws it to Bloomfield, but it just bounced up quite awkwardly, and then there was a bit of a miscontrol there by the Hampton and Richmond forwards, so it's gone out of play for a goal kick to Tonbridge. That wind is showing no sign of disappearing. It is rather chilly up here in the gantry. We do have a fantastic view, to be fair. It's nothing to complain about at all. So I was at Hemel Hempstead 2 weeks ago, and we were literally at pitch level, so there were certain parts of the pitch which you just could not see. I could not tell you why Hampton Richmond or Hemel had been given a throw-in at a certain point of the pitch. No such issues here, as ball is now back in play on the Tonbridge right with Jamie Fielding. He plays it across to fellow defender Ethan Sutcliffe, who's made some important clearances when Hampton Richmond have threatened to take a shot at Jamie Henley, or Johnny Henley, sorry. Now here's Hines. And yeah, we're just entering one of those spells where Tonbridge just have the ball for a long time. I'm sure Hampton Richmond will be fit enough to run for the rest of the game. Great challenge there by Jake Gray. Now Hampton Richmond looking to start an attack on this right with Gray, who won the ball. Plays it down the line to Fadahunsi. He crosses it, and it's just a bit too far over Mason Bloomfield. So it's gone straight out of play for a goal kick to Tonbridge.
Yeah, a bit of frustration that time from Fadahunsi, who I think knows that he could have done a bit better with that cross. Was under pressure, but Bloomfield was peeling away at the back post. And it's another opportunity that just goes begging as Dreyer gets the header into Sam Deadfield,
who plays it forward to Conacher and Brown, who's in a central area now, wriggles away from Higgs and plays it outright to Revan. Now it's Alex Gibson-Hammond, who we've not seen a lot of in this second half, but looking to combine with Revan. Although it's good pressing by the away side. Gray now just spoons it into the box, and well, that's great play by Tope Fadahunsi. He controlled the ball, and then he left Ethan Sutcliffe no choice but to put it out of play for a corner kick on the right-hand side.
Corner taken quickly.
Oh, and here's Conacher Brown. Takes the shot, well saved by Henley. That's certainly been the best chance of the second half for Hampton and Richmond. They caught Tonbridge Angels sleeping. Conacher and Brown took the shot, stung the hands of Henley, and it's another corner to Hampton and Richmond. I don't think there's going to be a short one taken this time. Tonbridge will be alive to that. It's going to be Sam Deadfield who swings it in with his left foot. Oh, and it's fell to Dreyer. He's gone down a blind alley. He plays it to Jake Gray on the left-hand side. Dreyer then scoops the cross in, headed away by Higgs. Now Pip Blado tries to put it back into the danger zone. Conacher and Brown is surely shoved in the back. Referee doesn't give anything. Hampton Richmond do have it back. It's with Adam Desbois. He plays it to right back Revan. Now Deadfield, and Revan has it again. Ball clipped long towards Gibson-Hammond, and that wasn't very well collected by Sutcliffe, and Hampton Richmond have won the ball back with Gibson-Hammond. Bloomfield helped him out. Here's Gibson-Hammond with that skill, but his cross is just a bit overhit and has gone out of play for a goal kick.
I mean, I'm not too sure about that foul, well, potential foul on Conacher and Brown that wasn't given, but I have to say for this referee, Samuel Reid, he's being consistent because he's let a lot go from minute 1 up until now in minute 68. So, I mean, not 68.
63.
63, maths a bit off there, but yeah, maybe could have been fouls all over the place, including Bloomfield, who put in a challenge on that far side, but again, referee said nothing doing, and it all ends up in a goal kick.
Yeah, he does let the game flow, if nothing else, this referee. As a goal kick has now been taken. Fernandez did get onto it first. Now Gibson Hammond is just dispossessed by Mo Dara. Now Tariq Hines gets away from Jake Gray. Now it's played out left to Shields, who lets it go to Mead. Now Shields has it. He's by the byline, and his cross is blocked by Fernandez. Out for a corner to Tonbridge Angels on the left-hand side. And some of their bigger players like Ethan Sutcliffe and Jamie Fielding are marauding their way into the Hampton and Richmond penalty box. Shields whips it in, headed by Tope Falahunsi. He didn't get it away fully, and Sutcliffe decided to keep it in instead of let it go out for a throw, and that was an interesting decision by him. And, well, Piplado blocked his cross, and then Sutcliffe had to foul him to prevent a Hampton and Richmond counter-attack. So here's a free kick to the Beavers, deep into their own half on the left.
And we do have another quick update from Eastbourne. They had received that red card in the 52nd minute to Pierce Bird, and they've only managed to hold out 12 minutes before Maidstone have taken the lead through a Matt Rush goal. So at the moment, 66 minutes played, it's Maidstone 2, Eastbourne 1.
Coming up to 65 minutes at Beverley Stadium, and it's still 0-0 between Hampton and Richmond and Tonbridge Angels, as Adam Devar looked like he was kind of aiming for us up in the gantry, but it just hit the metal sheet that is acting as our roof. So throw into Tonbridge, which is taken by Fielding, too far in front of Adokonyera. That's a real waste from them. It's gone straight out of play for a goal kick to Hampton and Richmond. As I mentioned, Fielding was the match winner in Tonbridge's last outing, a 2-1 win over Truro. They were 1-0 down with 83 minutes played, but they equalised in the 84th minute, and then Fielding scored his goal in the 90th minute. So they certainly know how to finish a game strongly, but so do Hampton and Richmond. They've scored late winners against Dartford and Slough and Eastbourne. So maybe we're in for a grandstand finish this afternoon. As Piplado tries to find Gibson Hammond, who's switched over to the left wing now. Oh, and Gibson Hammond just caught number 14, Mo Darber. He's penalised there by the referee. Free kick to Tonbridge. Wow. 2031 inside Beverley Stadium this afternoon. I think that is the most I've ever seen it in my almost 2 years covering Hampton and Richmond for the club. And thank you to those who are listening here as well, especially those of you listening from further afield than TW12. We know there are a few of you there. Jerry Ferrario, particularly you. Hope to see you at the playoffs. Here's Dominic Ravan, who's trying to get away from Vincent, but Vincent did well there to just let the ball run out of play for a goal kick.
And there's a third goal for Worthing in their game against Havant and Waterlooville. So at the moment, 71 minutes played. It's Worthing 3, Havant 1.
And Worthing is where Hampton and Richmond go to next on Monday afternoon. Hampton and Richmond travel to Worthing, promotion rivals, looking to further strengthen. Both teams will be looking to strengthen their promotion aspirations. If you can't make it down to the south coast, then we will be, well, I'll be there. Hopefully you'll be there. I'll
potentially be there as well, yeah.
We'll be there to commentate on the game on Radio Beaver. Ball is now on the Tonbridge right with Hines, plays it to Mo Darbra. Hines tries to get away from Pip Blado, who is fouled there by Hines. So it's a free kick to Hampton and Richmond deep into their own half on the left. Andreas, going to leave it to Adam Debois over the midway point in this second half. Still 0-0 between Hampton and Richmond and Tonbridge Angels. There were plenty of chances in the opening 45. One big chance each for Hampton Richmond and Tonbridge Angels. Nathan Adokonyera having a shot whistling just over the bar. I think Adam Debois had it covered, and Conacher and Brown stinging the hands of Johnny Henley after that. Now as Gibson Hammond crosses it in It's deflected, and it's a good catch there by Henley, the Tonbridge goalkeeper, who thought about playing it out quickly, and he's actually thrown it out of play. It's Ethan Sutcliffe who appears to be in some difficulty, so the play will be halted for a brief period while Sutcliffe receives some treatment. Mel Gwinnett just handing out some instructions there to his teammates, lots of them very encouraging. Seems to be impressed by what he's seen in this second half.
Just a bit of an update at the top of the table. It's Yeovil who are now 3-0 up at home to Torquay. Goal in the first half was from Frank Newell, and then 2 goals in the second half, 3 minutes apart, from Jordan Young and Jamari Clark, who have Yeovil in cruise control at the moment.
Torquay, they defended resolutely when they played the Beavers last Saturday. Unfortunately, that resolute defence appears to have left them this afternoon. But they should avoid the relegation zone despite getting a 10-point deduction earlier this season after they entered administration. Sutcliffe is still receiving treatment, and well, he's got a rather bloody nose and mouth, so he has had to come off there. I think the idea is he will come back on while the blood gets cleared away. So Tonbridge are briefly down to 10 men at the moment, as play does get back underway, although Henley has taken his time on the ball. Now he makes the kick up towards Adokonyero. Dre gets his head on the ball, finds Gibson Hammond midway into Hampton Richmond's half, and Pip Blado then plays it long, but out of play for a throw-in to the away side. Sutcliffe still receiving treatment. He's got 2 cotton pieces of cotton up each nostril. As the physio tries to stem the flow of blood, and he's actually going to change his shirt as well, Sutcliffe. Play does resume with Fielding, throws it long down the line towards Adokonyero. Again, the wind catching that ball, so it's gone straight out of play for a goal kick. Tonbridge still down to 10 men. Hampton Richmond have taken their goal kick quickly. It's now with Pip Blado coming into Tonbridge's half on the left. It's got Gibson Hammond in support. Plays it back to Deadfield instead. Gibson Hammond now receives it. Back with Deadfield, just looking for some options. Good pass inside to Bloomfield. Takes a shot from distance. Well blocked there by Higgs, who has gone down on the ground holding his ankle. Play does resume with Gibson Hammond, who's won himself a corner. His cross blocked by Jamie Fielding, and now the referee will stop play. They're really walking wounded out there, Tonbridge Angels, although it does look like Sutcliffe is going to come back on.
And another player's gone down. And this time I think it's Jamie Fielding.
Yes, it is Jamie Fielding. Well, this is very surprising that he's pulling up with cramp, because it feels like Tonbridge have had a lot more possession than Hampton Richmond. They're the ones who have been doing the chasing this afternoon. 72 minutes on the clock. It is still 0-0 at Beverley Stadium. And there will be plenty of stoppage time at the end of this game, that's for sure. Yeah, it's Higgs, the captain, still receiving treatment on that right ankle. Fielding has now got up, so that cramp seems to have got better after being stretched out by one of his teammates. Sutcliffe is now back on the pitch, so for a brief period it was 8 men for Tonbridge Angels. It is now 10 again. We'll wait and see. 10 again who are still fit to play. We'll wait and see what happens with their captain, Jordan Higgs, who is back on his feet. And he is hobbling off there. They might have to make another substitution, Tonbridge Angels.
And in terms of just another quick update in terms of Hampton's potential playoff rivals, it's if you're of a Hampton persuasion, it's some good news finally, as Bath have conceded at home to Weymouth, so it's now Bath 1, Weymouth 1. But at the same time, as I've just seen, Worthing have now gone 4-1 up as the corner comes in.
From Jake Gray is aiming for Dreyer. Goes over him. Fernandez is there to retrieve it. Plays it to his fellow centre-back Dreyer. Well tackled there by the recovering Ethan Sutcliffe, who looks to get away. Plays it to Mo Darbra on the left-hand side. He's caught up to by Fernandez, and he may have been chopped down there. A throw-in has been given to Tonbridge. Well, I think that was the last thing it would have been. It was either a throw-in to Hampton Richmond or a free kick to Tonbridge. So, yeah, interesting decision there. But we move, as the cool kids say.
We move.
And, well, third change for Hampton and Richmond. Rob Hall is going to come on. Not clear who for at this stage.
I think it's going to be Alex Gibson-Hammond.
Yeah, Alex Gibson-Hammond. This is his second start. His first start was at Torquay last weekend. He's made a great impact since signing on loan from Derby County, but he didn't get quite the same joy as he has in previous games. So Rob Hall is coming on in his place. Yeah, Rob Hall, his season has been somewhat disrupted by injury issues himself. His last goal was against Worthing back in October at Beverley Stadium. So what a time this would be for Rob Hall to end his something of a goal drought. And Rob Hall, he certainly does make an impact from the bench. On his England under-19s debut, he came on for one Harry Kane and scored the winning goal against Denmark. Wonder what Harry Kane's up to these days. Anyway, here's Sean Shields, crosses it in, well blocked by Fernandez, out for a corner kick to Tonbridge. 75 minutes played, still goalless this game. Tonbridge appear to be knocking on the door here as Shields looks to take this corner kick. Well, not fully cleared away by Bloomfield. Now it has boots it out of play for a throw-in to Tonbridge. And we're going to need a new football. Mel Gwinnett, I'll tell you what, rivals Xabi Alonso for the way he sprays that ball cross field. And now ball is thrown in by Vincent on the left. He receives it again. He's well tackled by, I think it was Jake Gray. And now the ball's been played up the line to Fado Hunts. He's been hassled by Ethan Sutcliffe. He's tackled by Sutcliffe. So it's a throw in to Hampton and Richmond, about 20 yards into Tonbridge's half on the Hampton and Richmond right. It's going to be taken by Ravan. Plays inside to Gray. Gets his head up and clips it to Connor Curran-Brown. Rob Hall now has his first touch of the game. He's dispossessed by Shields, and now Shields will motor down that left-hand side. He's just been forced to check his run by Dominic Ravan. He plays it across to Hines. Now Adokonyero just inside Hampton Richmond's box on the right-hand side. Well tackled there by Sam Dreyer, and now Dreyer will look to drive forward. He's only really got Fado Huntsy in support going forward. Oh, that's a good ball down the line with his left foot of Sam Dreyer. Here's Fado Huntsy, and he's maybe shoved in the back there by Ethan Sutcliffe. And well, Fado Huntsy has actually been penalised there. Not sure he's been booked for diving, but he must have handled the ball on his way down. Fado Huntsy is in a look of sheer disbelief as Tonbridge prepare to take that free kick. Well, Gwinnett making it clear that he felt Fado Huntsy should have been a bit stronger there on the ball. Anyway, Tonbridge are on the attack on the left with Mead. Plays it to Shields. Now it's going to be crossed in by Vincent. That's an interception there, a crucial one by Sam Dreyer. It's another corner on that left-hand side to Tonbridge Angels. As they are looking to find what would be a precious 3 points in there. Slim chance of making it into the playoffs. Be taken by Shields. It's a deep corner, and it found the head of Higgs, but again, it was just a bit too high for him. There was a similar corner like that in the first half, and it's gone out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah, and again, just in this past 10 to 15 minutes, there hasn't been really any solid attacking play to speak of. It's a lot of lump balls down the field, and the set plays especially just haven't had much quality on the end of it.
Ball is now at the feet of Fernandez inside Hampton Richmond's box. He went back to Debar, who hoofs it long. He'll drop on the halfway line. Conacher and Brown gets on to the loose ball. He's done well to get away from Mo Dabra. And then his pass to Fadahunsi, just the wrong side of him, so it's gone straight into the hands of Henley, the Tonbridge goalkeeper. 79 minutes played now at Beverley Stadium. The game is still locked at 0-0. So Dreher gets his head onto that long ball by Johnny Henley. The away side are in possession, but Conacher and Brown has one, and now he can run down that left-hand side. He's well challenged there by Fielding. Good play between Pitblado and Deadfield, and Pitblado plays it down line to Fadahunsi, who is going to get onto the ball, crosses it in, is Bloomfield! Oh, what a chance that was for Hampton and Richmond. Great play down the left-hand side by Fadahunsi. He crosses it in. Bloomfield got there first, but he couldn't keep the ball below that crossbar.
Yeah, and it's the first time since Mason Bloomfield's come on that we've really seen the two strikers combine, and it's a brilliant ball over the top by, I believe it was Pitblado, and in behind went Tope Fadahunsi, and it was a really good cross. He had to dig it out across the box, and Bloomfield came flying across the near post, flicked it on, and just over the bar.
There was a little high five there between Fadahunsi and Bloomfield after that attack. Hampton Richmond trying to find that breakthrough. Fadahunsi was dispossessed there. Oh, there's a ball to Odokanyera. It's an awkward one, and Odokanyera has a chance. Great save by Adam Desbois. Ball is still alive here. And Jake Gray just tackles Mo Dabra well in the blink of an eye. Tonbridge had a brilliant chance there to break the deadlock, but Adam Desbois standing firm as he so often has this season. Vincent for Tonbridge now has it on the left. Here's Mo Dabra. Oh, it's a good ball to Shields, and oh, could that be a penalty? Referee not interested at all. It was, yeah, Shields who went down there. I think it was a challenge by Deadfield. It would have been a harsh decision.
Yeah, I think it would have been a very, very soft one, but in the end, Hampton will escape that period of pressure that sort of started with that random ball that went in behind. It caught Luis Fernandez flat-footed and produced a sensational stop from Adam Desbois, who, to be fair to him, came out really quickly, made himself big and made a save with his legs. And as he has been so often this season, what a clutch save that is.
Desbois finds Bloomfield with the goal kick. The loose ball now at the feet of Isaac Pitblado, and he looks to find Fadahunsi, who gets his head onto it. Now here's Rob Hall, great nutmeg, and he's surely fouled there by Sutcliffe. Free kick to Hampton and Richmond, a couple of yards outside the Tonbridge Angels penalty box. Sutcliffe is going to get a yellow card for that challenge on Hall, and well, this is a massive opportunity for the Beavers.
I'll tell you what, that play there from Rob Hall, it wasn't suitable for certain viewers under the age of 18, because that was some filthy play. Just got it under control, and in a flash, he was past his man through the legs. Whoops, there you go. And he's won a free kick in a very, very dangerous position.
Rob Hall is stood over the ball, as is Hampton and Richmond captain Jake Gray. It's in a left of central area, about 5 yards outside the penalty box. It does favour Jake Gray, but we do know Rob Hall can hit them from distance. Scored a lovely free kick in a friendly against Hanworth Villa. Referee just making sure the 4 players in the Tonbridge wall are 10 yards behind. Bloomfield, Dreher and Fernandez are in the box. It's going to be Rob Hall. Oh, and he struck it well, but it did sail pretty comfortably over the bar. He actually went at the side where the keeper was already stood, trying to wrong foot him, but it was not on target.
Yeah, you could really clearly see what he was trying to do, and in the end, Johnny Henley had made that initial move to his right, but the ball was just a bit too wide that time from Rob Hall. He was always curling away from goal. It was a decent effort from him after the free kick that he won. In the end, Hampton will have to go again.
83 minutes played, still 0-0 between Hampton and Richmond and Tonbridge Angels this Good Friday afternoon. As I said in my little opening remarks. A draw isn't good for either side, really. And you can tell both teams are trying to win as Ravan somehow wins a free kick. He was kind of on top of the ball as he slid in, and I think it was number 5, Lewis Gard, who was penalised there for just hacking away at Ravan. Free kick to Hampton and Richmond, about midway into Hampton and Richmond's half on the right. So it'll be taken by Debois, who'll play it long, aiming for Bloomfield, who wins the header very well there. He's really improved the rest of the team since he came on earlier in this second half, Bloomfield. However, his header just went straight out of play for a throw-in. Vincent does very well to find Hines on the right-hand side. He's been chased down by Curran Brown. And Hampton Richmond do deal with the situation. Tonbridge are back in possession on the right with Mo Darbra. Well tackled by Pip Blado, although Darbra still has the ball. And he's done very well to find Sutcliffe in space. Now the ball is on the Tonbridge left with Vincent. Now Mead, who we've not seen a lot of in this second half. Vincent then crosses the ball. It's far too deep. It's dropping out for a throw-in. So it's a throw-in to Hampton Richmond on the Hampton Richmond left, deep into their own half. Bloomfield's the only real option going forward. Now Jake Gray is showing full support. Pip Blado throws it to Bloomfield, who flicks it on to Connor Curran Brown. He's just beaten to it by Fielding, and Higgs just in trying to get around Bloomfield didn't find a way through, so he plays it out for a throw-in to Hampton Richmond, about 15 yards into Hampton Richmond's half. Oh, Bloomfield has been grappled there by Fielding. Referee waves play on with Connor Curran Brown. He's tackled by Higgs. It's Pip Blado who will take this throw-in about 5 yards into Hampton and Richmond's half. Oh, and Tonbridge have won it back with Fielding. It's a good pass to Odokonyero, although his pass to Shields is loose. So the Beavers have it back with Pip Blado just inside Tonbridge's half on the left. He clips it long towards Rob Hall. And now Gray heads it to Bloomfield, who just slightly miscontrols it. Would have been a very good takedown if he did. So it's a throw-in to the away side. 86 minutes played. Still no goals here at Beverley Stadium. But I'm sure we'll have plenty of injury time because we have had a few injuries in this second half. The ball is thrown back to Johnny Henley. Plays it long towards Odokonyero. Is met by Sam Dreyer though. Now Fernandez clips it to Gray. Bit too high for Gray. Ball just pinballing around a group of players bunched in that middle third. Now Connor Curran Brown has the ball in space on the left-hand side, moves into a centre area, plays it to Bloomfield. Finds himself on that left wing. You want him in the middle really, but he's done well to find Pip Blado Bloomfield. Now Dreyer plays it to Sam Deadfield. Dreyer again. Now Fernandez. Had an option to pass it to Deadfield, but he used Debois instead. And now Deadfield does have it, plays it out left to Pip Blado. Oh, and he tried to take it round Tarek Hines, but it wasn't really on there from Pip Blado, and he ran out of road in the end. So it's a throw-in to Hampton and Richmond, to Tonbridge, sorry.
And Tonbridge now don't seem to be taking their sweet time with it. And as we said, a draw doesn't really do them much good either.
They probably have a bit less to play for this season. Well, they certainly do, because Hampton Richmond are going for a promotion. Ball played long towards Fadahunsi. Good goalkeeping by Johnny Henley to come out of play. His long ball is just helped back to Debois by Louis Fernandez. Now Dreyer clips it to Bloomfield. Good touch there by Hampton Richmond forward. Jake Gray then with the loose pass, so the away side have it back again. 88 minutes on the clock, still 0-0. Hampton Richmond perhaps looking the more likely at this point, but Tonbridge certainly pose a threat when they're going forward. Dokonyero was nearly away there, but for a good challenge by Isaac Bitblado to put it out of play for a throw-in to the away side.
And they are taking their time. Ball is now in play with Fielding. Fielding plays it to Sabra. Now Hines on this right-hand side. Here's Shields, who has ventured out right instead of his usual slot on the left. Now Fielding crosses it first time. Cleared by Rob Hall, but only out of play for a corner to Tonbridge Angels on the right-hand side. As we enter the final minute of the 90, Hampton and Richmond in the wrong place as far as getting a winning goal is concerned, because they're having to defend a corner. Plenty of grappling going on there. Referee not really doing much about it. Drea has briefly lost Fielding. Corner has now been taken. Oh, and an infringement has been spotted. Again, I couldn't really see who was penalised there, but Hampton Richmond will take that. Debois takes the free kick quickly, playing it out left to Pip Blado, who's just looking at his options going forward. Plays it short to Gray. Pip Blado has it back. Oh, he's well charged down there by Dabra, but the ball breaks for Gray. Now Fadahunsi on the left-hand side, plays it to Deadfield. Back with Connor Curran-Brown. You could have used Pip Blado on the overlap, but he played it back to Sam Dreher instead, who clips it long towards Fadahunsi. Well headed away by Fielding. So 5 added minutes, not surprising really considering the amount of stoppages we've had in this second half. Will we find a goal at the end of this game? There have been plenty of opportunities for both sides, but this has, I suppose, been a game for the defences so far. But as I said, Hampton Richmond do know how to score a late goal. They did it against Dartford. They've done it against Eastbourne. Can they do it this afternoon against Tonbridge Angels? Oh, good play by Bloomfield to get away from Higgs. His pass is blocked. Connor Curran-Brown didn't receive a lot of communication there. He was dispossessed, and oh well, it's very well done by Jake Gray to win it back. Now here's Pip Blado. Oh, I think Connor Curran-Brown was trod on there by Lewis Guard. Play does go on though, as Fadahunsi tries to flick it on, beaten to it by Sutcliffe. Pip Blado then meets the ball with his head. And Fernandez does well to play it out left to Pip Blado as Hampton Richmond look to regroup. One of the additional 5 minutes have been played at the end of this game. Drea looks to clip it long towards Bloomfield, but it's just a bit too far to the side of Bloomfield. And now Tonbridge are in possession with Dabra, who's been absolutely everywhere. And he was looking for that free kick. Referee not interested. Hampton Richmond have it back with Jake Gray. Now Pip Blado about 5 yards into Tonbridge's half on the left. Good pass inside to Jake Gray. And he returns it to Pip Blado. Connor Curran-Brown is in support, uses Connor Curran-Brown. He looks to cross it as well, blocked, and now it's going to be Guard who comes away with it. Tonbridge have 4 men forward, only 3 men back for Hampton and Richmond. Great challenge by Fernandez to hold up Guard. Rob Hall now has, and he pokes it to Jake Gray. Now here's Bloomfield just inside Tonbridge's half. He's forced to go back. Now Connor Curran-Brown plays out right to Fernandez. Richmond could really do with a win. A lot of their rivals have picked up, down to pick up 3 points. Not a great pass there by Sam Deadfield. It's headed away by Hines. Now Jordan Higgs, good piece of skill to get away from Deadfield. And he plays out left to Mead. Been stood up to by Fernandez. Mead overruns it and he's dispossessed by Bloomfield. And that's good play by Higgs, who just wriggled away from Rob Hall, and then Bloomfield on the follow through just caught him. Coming up to 3 of the additional 5 minutes added at the end of this game. Game is still goalless. And Tonbridge have themselves a free kick just inside Hampton and Richmond's half. Be taken by Liam Vincent. Clips out right towards Fielding, headed away by Bloomfield. Tonbridge are in possession again. Fielding is tackled there by Bloomfield, who plays a good pass inside to Jake Gray. 1.5 minutes of stoppage time to play. Now Rob Hall has it. Oh, and it's a bit of a loose touch by Hall. He gives it away, but the ball is now at the feet of Desbois. Tonbridge didn't really make the most of that regaining of possession. Ball is with Pip Lardo on the left. Plays it back to Dreyer. He's forced to go back to Adam Desbois. Just over a minute left at Beverly Stadium. Are we going to see another dramatic winner? We've seen a couple of them this season. Tonbridge, to their credit, are defending very, very well in these closing stages. Desbois looking to find Bloomfield with a long ball. It's over Sutcliffe. Bloomfield is chasing him down. Oh, it might have been a handball there. Might have actually hit Bloomfield's hand, to be fair. Referee has just waved play on. Ravan takes this throw in. Hall then flicks it on. Good play between him and Deadfield. Now here's Rob Hall. Does a step over. It's tackled there. Deadfield now has it. Looks to cross. Oh, and it's gone out of play for a goal kick. I think his cross then rebounded off him, and well, there's 20 seconds left of stoppage time. That might be it in terms of finding a winner for Hampton and Richmond. So we'll wait and see what this score means in terms of Hampton Richmond's league position. But it's perhaps 2 points dropped for Mel Gwinnett's men in their bid to get promoted to the National League. And the goal kick is now taken by Henley. Referee hasn't blown for full time yet. Maybe there will be one final flirtation at the Tonbridge goal for Hampton and Richmond. And Bloomfield, he's surely brought down there. Well, it was a free kick, but the referee has just blown for the end of the game. So it has finished Hampton and Richmond 0, Tonbridge Angels 0. No goals, but plenty of chances in the game, particularly in that first half. Tope Fadahunsi heading towards goal. It was a brilliant save by Johnny Henley. Sam Deadfield almost very fortunately gave Hampton and Richmond the lead, but at Tonbridge, they had 3 very good chances from Tariq Hines, Sean Shields, and Nathan Odokonyero. Odokonyero then had the second half's first chance with a shot which went just over the bar. Conacher and Brown came on as a substitute. His shot was well saved by Henley. Bloomfield had a shot which went just over the bar. That was certainly Hampton and Richmond's best chance in the second half. And then Odokonyero had a shot which was well saved by Adam Desbois moments later. So, well, I think it's been a great atmosphere, but I think it's just a bit of a flat feeling at the end of this game if you're of a Hampton and Richmond persuasion.
Yeah, it definitely feels like 2 points drop if you're a Hampton and Richmond fan. It was a game that neither side, well, both sides have chances of their own, but neither side really looked like they were going to take the game by the scruff of the neck and really get a winner.
Sorry, I just tapped you by accident there.
Towards the end of the game. But yeah, it's definitely a flattening result at the end of this 90 minutes, but promising signs here and there for Hampton. Good performances from quite a few of our players, so we'll have to regroup and go again, obviously, for Worthing away on Monday, April the 1st. And just before we head off, I will let you know how things stand at the moment and how things have shaked out in the end in the National League South this Saturday afternoon. Chelmsford have beaten Dartford by 4-1. Havant and Waterlooville ended up losing 5-1 at home to Worthing, so they're going to enter that game against us in flying form. Hemel Hempstead and Avely, well, they were in the midst of a thriller, but Avely have come out with the win in a 4-3 win. That is, Braintree and St Albans are still on the way. It's 90+ minutes on the clock, but Braintree still leading by a goal to nil. Welling have beaten Dover 1-0 at home. Western Supermare have beaten Taunton 4-0 at home, and Yeovil have beaten Torquay 3-0 at home, with Truro and Slough just now kicking off at 5 p.m. And that game at St Albans has just ended with St Albans losing at home to Braintree, and that just means at the table Hampton dropped from 4th to 6th. But luckily for us, we still have a game in hand on Worthing, who are in 5th on 69 points, but we are now 2 points off of Maidstone, who have played the same amount of games as us, but as you do know, we still have Maidstone to play towards the end of the season. So as things stand in the playoff race, in third place is Braintree on 41 games and 71 points. Maidstone played a game less than them on 70 points. Worthing on 41 games and 69 points. Hampton, 40 games played, 68 points, and then Aveley played 2 games more than us, have 2 points less than us in 7th. So Hampton, well, still well and truly in this playoff race, but definitely feels like 2 points lost today, but we can go again on Monday and face off against one of our playoff rivals and get a massive 3 points there in Worthing.
Let's hope so. Well, if you can't make it to Worthing, you can listen to us on Radio Beaver. I'm sorry we couldn't bring you a better result from a Hampton and Richmond perspective, but I hope you've enjoyed it nonetheless. Thank you, Lyle, for your brilliant punditry and co-commentary as always, and hope you all have a good Friday. Bye for now.